Hello all, what is going on tonight guys and how you all doing? This is the Club of the Man 1993 and we are here live late on Thanksgiving Eve for my live preview and predictions of WWE Survivor Series 2022, also called Survivor Series War Games, as this show will take place this coming Saturday, November 26th, 2022, at the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Of course, we do have SmackDown still on Friday, but again, with the holiday week and how crazy things are going to be, I'm not going to have any time at all to do this preview after SmackDown on Friday. I will talk about one match that I think should be added to this card, because as of tonight, this is Wednesday night, we'll go into Thursday morning, there's only 5 matches for the War Games, Survivor Series War Games, which, as it should be, as I'm sure they're going to give a lot of time to the War Games matches, especially, there's going to be 5 people in the War Games matches, not like 4, how NXT War Games pay-per-view matches were, in my opinion, as well. But we're going to talk about this. I'm very excited for the show. I'm glad to see War Games come to the main roster. I like the matches we got in NXT. Most of them were good. I'd still say, which one would I say is my favorite? I would still say definitely the first women's War Games match where Rhea Ripley won 4-on-2. That was awesome. And probably maybe the first War Games match with Undisputed Era, AOP and Roderick Strong teaming up, and Sanity. If I had to pick a second favorite, it would probably be the men's War Games match in 2019, where Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, and Dominic Dijakovic all teamed up with Kevin Owens as the surprise entrant against the Undisputed Era. That's probably another one I would say as well. But it's on the main roster, and I'm intrigued. The women's match is a little more story-driven. The men's match, I think, is not quite as story-driven. But I think I still think it's going to be an awesome match. I think there should be a little of a twist to that one, though. The other matches on the card, I would say I'm pretty excited. Well, the matches that are official. I'm pretty excited for all the matches except for one. There's one that I think is a complete waste, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure Tyler knows which one that is. But before we get rolling, I do want to mention a couple things. I mentioned it here and there throughout the week that I am considering, revamping the channel again. Keep, the name, of course, but, change the logo, a little bit. Not really too much. I don't think that's going to change too much. Change my intro, which I do have an idea. I did actually tonight look through the YouTube library. I'm trying to find a song that's not copyrighted. I love No One Will Survive, but, I want something that's me. And I have an idea for my new intro, which I want to try to record sometime after Thanksgiving. Hopefully it'll be up in the next few weeks. It's going to be a parody of something recent that took place in wrestling, like a certain segment. A big surprise, if you know what I mean, also. So I will be working on that. I don't know if you noticed it, my current intro, I'm gonna have to go back and, of course, watch this review afterwards. Well, not the whole thing, but just the beginning. I noticed that, of course, for the longest time, my intro just lags and sticks a lot when I do streams. And I think it was because I had it exported at a higher quality. Well, I re-exported tonight at a lower quality, hoping that it didn't stick. And I will, check to see if that's the case. If that's the case, then when I do export my new intro, when I finish it, I'll do the same thing. But yeah, and also, of course, as you see below me, I did change my Twitter handle. Again, I'm still considering expanding more. I'm already doing some little things I'm testing out on TikTok. I'm not going to advertise it yet, but if you do want to follow me on TikTok, it is the Club of the Man 1993 also. My Twitter handle I wanted to, change as well. The only problem was Twitter only allowed me to do no more than 15 characters. So because of that, I couldn't use the Club of the Man 1993 with Twitter. So I'm now on Twitter, I will be the Club of the Man 93. So now you may follow me on Twitter now at the Club of the Man 93. But I'm still, considering, I'm experimenting on TikTok. So you can follow me there at the Club of the Man 93. Or actually, to advertise, if I do start advertising, I'm going to say, you can shout for me, Bolson. And follow me on TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993. Because my favorite TikTok I've made so far is my little thing saying how I think it sounds like, in this part of Bray Wyatt's new theme where it says, die for me, my brother. It sounds like it's saying, shout for me, Bolson. So I made a little, blurb about that. But yeah, so in a few weeks, I may create a Facebook page. I may create an Instagram page for the channel as well. We'll just have to see. But yeah, a new intro is definitely coming within the next few weeks. So some changes on the channel of the man, but again, just trying to try some new things. So we will get that rolling there as well. So that's that intro there. But let's, of course, roll into this review because it is 12:51. I do have to get a decent time tomorrow to help set up for Thanksgiving dinner. So we're going to roll in and get started with this War Games card. We actually do have some people to live chat. We get them their acknowledgements first. We got Tyler. It's not going to be SmackDown versus Raw. Thank God Almighty it's not. And the worst match will be the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Watch, it has horse face. Well, here's the thing though, Tyler. I'm going to agree with you. That is the only match I'm not intrigued by at all whatsoever. And we got Chris Leclerc saying Damage Control wins. And Tyler saying, of course, come back Charlotte. He's probably going to get in his usual things as well. But thank you guys as always for your thoughts in the live chat. Let's roll in though and let's talk about this show. Again, there's only 5 announced matches. There is a 6th match I put in here that I think may take place. I'm not 100% sold if it will, but I think we'll find out for sure on Friday. Also, Dexter Lumis and The Miz is not taking place on this show. I thought they were supposed to, but I guess it's taking place next Monday on Raw, I think. The match where if Dexter Lumis wins, then he earns a contract on Raw. Basically that match, but nothing. I can't really talk about it now on the show because it's not here. But there's one match I think may be added this Friday on SmackDown, but we will see. But I think we will open up with the Women's War Games match. It is Team Bianca versus Team Bayley, or of course, Damage Control. So of course, as you know, right now, Team Bianca does not have all 5 members for their team. I obviously threw in my 5th member that I think is going to be in this graphic, but of course, if that's not the case, then it, of course, will change once, of course, I find out who that is, which is supposed to be on SmackDown Friday. But Bianca's team, Bayley's team, we all know, is her and her sidekicks, the current WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Which, of course, having Io in the match is exciting, because we all know she has a good history inside War Games. And I'm pretty sure we will be seeing a moonsault off the top of the cage. Nikki Cross, which that is going to be interesting for sure. And, of course, the queen herself, as she should be, of War Games, Rhea Ripley. Remember, Rhea Ripley is the one who won War Games 4-on-2 in 2019. That match was so awesome. As of now, Bianca Belair's team is Bianca, Alexa, Asuka, and Mia Yim. Not Michin, as they originally were going to change her name to Michin. Well, she requested that. Again, the rumors I heard was that since everyone in the OC has a nickname, she wanted a nickname. Which, okay, if her nickname's Michin, fine, but keep her wrestling name as Mia Yim. Just my opinion. The 5th member, again, I'm still going with my gut and saying it's going to be Becky Lynch. And again, there's some people who said, Sasha, it'd be nice, but I'm more expecting, I don't think Sasha's coming back at this point, guys. Especially recent news that she has trademarked a lot of different things. Of course, none of them, of course, is Sasha Banks. But also, apparently, she was labeled for an upcoming Comic-Con as formerly known as Sasha Banks. If she shows up, cool, but I'm pretty convinced at this point that she's not coming back. I'm definitely surprised, though, Naomi has not come back yet. I really thought with the Usos, so you would think Naomi would have come back. And I still think if they want to, get something else to the bloodline, there still should be a female member of the bloodline. And again, Naomi would be the right person to put her in there. But I know some people also think it's going to be Beth Phoenix, which I'd be okay with, as of course she does have a history with Rhea Ripley. However, though, what was I going to say? I feel like it's not the time, though, because I can see something happening in this match, but I'll tell you when I get to my prediction, I'll tell you what I want to happen, but it's not my prediction of what I think is going to happen. So I think that Becky Lynch, with her being written off TV, I mean, yeah, she was injured, but she was written off TV by Damage Control. So this is her going to be returning and, getting her revenge. Now, I do think there's a chance they could have Candice LeRae as well. But I think Candice coming back, I feel like either her or Alexa, in my opinion. Because, I don't mind Alexa, but again, I really think she has to do a character change. Her as a babyface, there's just no, like, if she's just being her, okay, but she's just bland in this babyface role. Like, she doesn't really have, anything to, make you really, get behind her long term. I would say they could announce on Friday that it's Candice, but either Candice or Alexa gets, kayfabe injured, and replacing is Becky Lynch. And again, it'll make sense because of her history. But yeah, I'm excited to see, what Bianca can do in there. Becky Lynch in War Games is awesome. Mia Yim being back, she's a legitimate badass. I think she will thrive inside a War Games as well. Bailey, I'm sure is a good choice being War Games. Io Sky, I'm expecting to do a moonsault off the top. And of course, then there's Rhea Ripley, as I said before. So, here is what I want to happen. As I've said in recent months, I have not been completely happy with how they booked Damage Control. Again, they brought them in like the female Undisputed Era, in my opinion. And with how hot this feud started, I was begging for War Games. Like, this feud sensed War Games to me. And of course, we end up to get announced that we're bringing War Games in for the main roster. Awesome. But then they've lost. And even though, again, Bayley has lost to Bianca twice, first in a ladder match, the ladder match, and then also in the I Quit match. But I feel like the only reason why I feel like I'm not completely soured on Damage Control, with Bayley though especially. Well, first off, they gave the belts back. Even though they traded the belts back and forth, which I thought was stupid. I still think that Bayley has a legitimate reason to say you've technically never beat me, as I pinned you twice. Even though the one was a non-title match that was not that good, and of course that 6-woman tag match at Clash at the Castle as well. Clash at the Castle as well. So that's a story I think that's going into this match still, is that even though Bianca has retained twice over Bayley, she still has technically never pinned Bayley. So, I say this. I'm going to go by prediction. I think I'm predicting because I'm fearing this is going to happen. I think they're going to kind of wrap that story up and have Bianca pin Bayley. And the baby faces win. However, of course, Rhea Ripley, who won't get pinned in the match, because the next feud to me is definitely going to be Bianca versus Rhea, which I still think Rhea should dethrone Bianca. It should be Rhea. But and then have, again, Bianca win by pinning Bayley, and then having Rhea say, well, you never pinned me in the match, and also you still owe me a match. But here's the thing. That's what I am predicting. What I would like to happen, though, what I'd rather see happen, though, I would rather see the heels win, but have Rhea Ripley get the pin. That way, it gives a rub on Damage Control. And, of course, it also leads to a reason for Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair to have a feud. And also, if you need it, obviously, Becky Lynch needs a feud before she fights Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Why not set up a feud with Bayley and Becky? Like, that's a fresh feud. Because if Damage Control just loses and, of course, Bayley eats the pin, why would I then want to see Becky Lynch and Bayley? That's just my thoughts on it. But I have this bad feeling, though, that they're going to have Bianca pin Bayley to say, hey, I finally pinned you and whatnot. But I think the better option would be to have, the heels win. Even though I still feel like the Bloodline's going to win the men's War Games match. But have the heels win and have Rhea Ripley get the pin that way. Of course, that can also kickstart the feud with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. So that's my thoughts on the women's War Games match. It's going to be an insane, crazy match, though. But let's roll in to number 2. Match number 2, I think, is going to happen here. Is this United States Championship match? It's Seth freaking Rollins taking on Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. Triple threat match for the United States Championship. Look, as I have said before, definitely on paper, this is going to be an outstanding match. A very, very great triple threat match. The problem I still have was 2 things I got a problem with. One, why isn't Mustafa Ali in this match? He was teased. Yes, he has not really won matches, so I get that. But he was still teased as he's gone after Seth Rollins. But if you need another a real purebred babyface in this match, the only purebred babyface should have been Mustafa Ali. Because, I'm sorry, again, I can't budge on a turn alert for Bobby or Seth. Because like he's saying, yes, Bobby Lashley is a monster now. He's scarier, but again, obviously, Brock Lesnar cost him the United States Championship. Seth Rollins, in heelish tactics, beat Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title, teased a feud with Mustafa Ali that they're not going through with. And of course, this past week on Raw, he again bragged about how he put Cody Rhodes out. So again, the dynamics are just odd. Like I said, I can't look at Bobby Lashley and call him a true heel. I can't look at Seth Rollins and see a reason why to cheer for him when the reason why he has the U.S. title, everything he's done has been heel tactics. So, my opinion, though, honestly, is I feel like it's going to be a great match. I kind of want Austin Theory to win this. My pick is Austin Theory, again, especially after, the character revamp he went through, after, he dropped the briefcase. You said it passed on Raw, that hitting rock bottom might have been the best thing that's ever happened to him. So this new character, why not kickstart him with another reign of the U.S. title? That's why I would go. I would have Austin Theory win the U.S. title here. Because now, obviously, since Bobby Lashley didn't take on Brock Lesnar Survivor Series, now I'm pretty sure they're saving that match for WrestleMania. Like I said, Have Bobby Lashley in the Rumble. Brock Lesnar comes out. Have them both eliminate each other, and they brawl each other. And that's how we're setting up for WrestleMania. Oh boy, I cannot wait to see what they do at WrestleMania. Again, their match at Crown Jewel was great, but again, it made me want more, which I enjoyed. But yeah, Austin Theory to me is going to win the U.S. title, in my opinion. That's where I'm going. Okay. Let's talk about this match here. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi Blackheart for the SmackDown Women's Championship. As I said before, this is the match I'm probably the least excited about, in my opinion. Again, I like Shotzi Blackheart. I like that they're going back to her old gimmick with NXT. But the problem is again, she just got off a very, very horrible heel run. Like, she was literally the only thing I remember from her heel run that she was feuding with Aaliyah over locking each other out of the locker rooms, which I thought was super weird. It did nothing for them. Yes, they gave her the tank back. Yes, they made her a babyface. Yes, they're trying to make her the ballsy badass again. The only problem is, in my opinion, first off, she won a horrible 6-woman tag match. Again, I'm sorry. That 6-woman tag match between no one contender, that was horrible. She did basically nothing. Like, only people who literally had time in that match were Liv, Sonya, and Raquel. You forgot the other three were in the match half the time. Then that horrible botch, but to me, it feels like Shotzi Blackheart is still, getting back what she was. But right now, she still feels like the old toy that was pulled out of the toy box, and they're dusting off the cobwebs. So, I mean, again, I like Shotzi, but I don't know if this match is really even gonna, make me, get more invested in her. Ronda's retaining, no doubt about it. But it kind of feels like a little bit like a random, throwaway match. But could prove me wrong, who knows. But yeah, I'm not that excited for this match. Ronda's retaining. Maybe Shotzi will, of course, surprise me a little bit. But like I said, I think she just needs to get the cobwebs dusted off of her. Let's check the live chat before we do the second half of the show. I think we were here. Chris mentions how Damage Control does have the man advantage. They do, because Rhea Ripley won the match in the main event on Monday. He thinks Becky Lynch or even Tegan Nox. Interesting choice for sure. If they would go with Tegan, I'm not opposed to that. We got Robbie say, "Hey Mike, despite what Tyler said, I'm looking forward to the SmackDown Women's Championship match because of the fresh match as well as the entire card." That's totally fine, Robbie. WWE needs new stage sets and bring back Raw red ropes and SmackDown blue ropes for Raw and SmackDown. Be a little more, creative about it. Yes, I agree, Tyler. Still very happy as a fan that Survivor Series is back to story-driven feuds and not Raw versus SmackDown. Thank God Almighty. We're free at last from that. Bianca versus Rhea does not need the Raw Women's Championship. Interesting note there. Well, I'm not going to doubt that. Please, Triple H, remove the freaking from Seth Rollins' name. He doesn't need it. Definitely not. Damage Control wins. Bayley pins Bianca for another shot at the Raw Women's Championship because Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair does not need the Raw Women's Championship on the line. Okay. Interesting there. But again. And, looks like we got some weird stuff in the live chat there. Just hide. And of course, Tyler says, Horseface don't need a championship. Well, again, I also don't think, I still want to do Becky versus Ronda and Mania. But truth be told, I don't think that match needs a title. But again, how would Ronda lose the title, though, by then? But we will, see, of course, what happens going into Royal Rumble season, of course. Next match is a one-on-one match with AJ Styles and Finn Balor. Should be a good match. Again, they've had one-on-one match in WWE as far as I can think of, and that was back in October of 2017 at TLC. Again, when Bray Wyatt got sick with that viral infection. AJ Styles, who's on SmackDown, did come in, and we set up an awesome dream match between Finn Balor and AJ Styles. So, sorry, the Demon Finn Balor versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. I like how they literally emphasized all that. But, of course, now AJ's the face and Finn is the heel. As far as my lyrics, it was tough because I continue to want to see Finn Balor look strong. But again, also, AJ Styles really has not won that many matches this year. So I feel like he could use this victory. Especially if this is following up from whenever, following up from the whole idea that they solved the Rhea Ripley problem and they can overcome it. If that's the case. But yeah, so I think definitely that AJ Styles should come away with this. I mean, I won't be upset if Finn does, but again, throw AJ a bone. He has really not won many matches at all this year. But that's match number 4. So this is a match that's not been announced yet, but I'm thinking it may happen. And that's his match with Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. I predict it should still happen at Survivor Series. Because, again, after Survivor Series, we will not have another pay-per-view until Royal Rumble. And yes, as much as I enjoy, Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, I necessarily don't want it to be a match that just transitions into them being in the Rumble. They deserve to have a one-on-one match, but I also know that I don't think Bray Wyatt is going to wrestle on live TV. He's just going to have promos. He's not going to have a wrestling match until, what's it called? Until it's a pay-per-view. But I also think that it might be too soon. Like, they're just getting started with this also. So that might be a reason why also. But, like I said, I feel like, this is a match that, I feel like this is a match also that, like, I don't know how long you can really build it and whatnot. So if it happens, Bray Wyatt, of course, does win. But I think, they still might, go to give it more time before I actually do the match to get more character development. Because this is what this is. This is a character development feud, in my opinion. But we do have the main event match. Let me see here. Oh, man, I'm having weird things happen in the live chat. Let me just hide. I don't need to find Love My Own Town. I already did. Anyways. But the main event is going to be the men's War Games match. It's Team Brute. You're feeling Broody. With Sheamus, Ridge Holland, Pete Dunne, the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre, and hold on here. This is Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens taking on the Bloodline, which of course is Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and Solo Sikoa. Like I said earlier, this match doesn't really have that much of a story. I mean, somewhat you had Sheamus get written off of TV thanks to the Bloodline. The Brawling Brutes have had their series of matches against the Usos in revenge for Sheamus. Drew McIntyre has beef still with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa because Solo Sikoa was the one who costed Drew McIntyre's match at Clash of the Castle, and Kevin Owens, of course, is trying to talk some sense into Sami Zayn. So there are some things that are, of course, coming together. The match, though, should definitely be brutal. It should be physical. I don't know who's going to do the crazy jump and whatnot. I don't know. And whatnot, but it's going to be nuts. I think the Bloodline will win, as they should. But I think it's time we start going changing the momentum a little bit in the story. And I want to predict the match that Sami Zayn gets the pin. Sami Zayn picks up the winning pin for the Bloodline. I think, if the Bloodline just win with this Roman Spear and them, I was like, okay, that was fine. But to make it more interesting, I want to see Sami Zayn get the pin with the Bloodline winning. But yeah, it should be an excellent match. And again, it's just 5 matches, 6, of course, if they do add Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. And that's the show. Again, it's going to be interesting. We'll see, of course, how this goes with the first War Games match. We'll see, of course, if Becky Lynch is indeed the one who is returning on Friday to be the 5th member of Bianca's team at War Games. Again, that U.S. title match should be good. So I hope they added Mustafa Ali. Everything else, is just fine and dandy. And yeah. So before I go and check the live chat, and then I'm going to go to bed because, of course, I got to get for Turkey Day tomorrow. I think we were here with Robbie saying, I hope the women's titles are finally unified in 2023. That way the champion can appear on both brands and have a variety of new challengers. Which I agree, especially, of course, if a lot of the women on SmackDown especially are green as hell. I still think, though, they do that, though, they would have to do it with Bianca versus Ronda, though. That would still be an excellent feud. Unless if Becky Lynch somehow got the belt and we made Ronda versus Becky title unification as well. Maybe. That's not a bad idea, though, Robbie. AJ seriously needs the win here, especially with the return of the OC and Mia Yim. Finn losing won't hurt him at all, especially with the momentum he's built recently with Judgment Day. You got a good point there, of course. Tyler says AJ needs to win the Rumble and beat Roman at Mania for one of the world titles, which I'm not opposed to that, of course. Hatchet, have you seen Pete Dunne? LOL. Hope you get the joke reference, Mike. Oh, yes, because we see Butch right now. How does it feel, Mike, to have a Triple H ran pay-per-view premium live event with only 5 or 6 matches? Less is more. That is for sure, yes. Because, of course, then, too, especially with the War Games matches, you can give them more time. So, I'm definitely, of course, intrigued by that as well. Don't have another unified title match. We're in a Triple H era, no more unified belts. Well, of course, in Tyler's defense, yes, if they, of course, can get the roster, I'm still pro brand split. But, of course, again, that women's division, though, does need a little bit of help. Again, as a lot of people on SmackDown, especially, are green. So, we'll see, though. But, guys, I am getting tired. I'm going to get to bed. I get up at decent times. We have Thanksgiving for lunch. Definitely want to wish you guys, of course, a happy Thanksgiving. If I do get time tomorrow, because I do have relatives coming in from out of town, if I do have time tomorrow, I will try to at least do my AEW review, because I did watch Dynamite tonight. Again, over the weekend, I won't be able to do any reviews till Sunday. So I will, of course, try to catch up by then. And then, of course, next week, just try to get back on track again. And again, get some of the other, odds and ends done as well that I would like to, of course, complete. But, guys, those are my preview and predictions for Survivor Series 2022. Again, hopefully also the stream did well with, the lower resolution intro and outro videos. And, of course, please stay tuned if I ready to use that. Again, guys, make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video. Subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me again on Twitter at now the Club of Demand 1993. And again, maybe I'll, of course, have it, advertised more soon. But make sure also to shout for me, boss up. And follow me on TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993. But yeah, hopefully soon I'll be advertising that on the new graphics as well. And with that being said, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you later again. Have a great, happy, and blessed Thanksgiving. And we will then have... also, Rob won't hear a lot of chat. Did you see Scripps was finally revealed to be none other than Reggie in NXT? I don't watch NXT anymore, but I did hear about that. Yeah, apparently Reggie had a horrible re-debut from what I hear. But they did bring back Dijakovic, but he's just Dijak now, which that was part of his indie name. So I'm definitely somewhat intrigued by that, but we will see, of course. That's going to do it, guys. Again, have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys probably for my SmackDown and Survivor Series reviews, probably this coming Sunday or sooner if I'm up to it whenever, I have the time. And that's awesome with me, guys. So again, happy Turkey Day. Have a great Thanksgiving. Catch you guys all later. Peace out, everybody.